with the release of Modern Horizons 3, we now have a couple of new one-time purchase options in the store, which we didn't have before. So we're going to break down the value of those compared to the other one-time purchase offers that were already available and see which ones might be worth your money if you're looking to spend any money on the game at all. So let's break that down. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to break down these new one-time purchase offers. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you find this kind of content useful, get a lot of value out of it. So it's kind of exciting to see some new one-time purchase offers because normally when there's a deal that's a one-time purchase, it normally means it's a good deal. Otherwise, it would be available all the time. So we're going to break down how much value you get from each of these. The other ways you might spend money on the game, which is normally just paying for gems directly. So we'll go through each of these offers individually, and I'll break down at the end which one I think you might want to spend your money on, depending on what kind of player you are. So first of all, we have the Welcome Bundle here, which is just $5 and will give you 2,500 gems and 5 packs. Those are 5 packs from Standard, not the most recent ones, but not the ones about to rotate out either. So you basically get a few extra cards and pretty much almost an extra wild card as well when you open those packs. Now, you could spend $5 on gems. If you spend $5 on gems directly, you can only get 750 gems for the same money. And here we can get 2,500 gems. So it doesn't take very much to work out. You're getting a lot more value than you would be if you bought gems directly. It does say here 4 times value, and technically they are correct. It is 4 times better than just getting gems directly here, but this is a terrible offer, to be honest. If you're ever going to spend money on the game, I wouldn't recommend getting the smallest purchase option because the amount of gems you get per dollar is really quite bad. Because here you're only getting 150 gems per dollar, and if you go all the way to the biggest offer, which I don't recommend getting unless you want to spend loads of money on the game, which is $100 for 20,000 gems, you're getting 200 gems per dollar instead of 150 gems per dollar. It's a pretty big difference, especially when you're spending lots of dollars on the game. So if we compare the Welcome Bundle to the biggest offer of 200 gems per dollar, we're still getting 500 gems per dollar to start with. So it's a huge improvement on the other offers that you can get generally. And you get the 5 packs, which is an extra bonus. Now, packs in the store are normally 200 gems, but these ones won't give you the golden pack progress because they're not the most recent ones. So you have to kind of lose about a third of the value from the packs. And instead of 200 gems, I'd say they're worth about 130 gems each, which means if you add the gems and the packs, that gives you about 3,150 gems worth of value for $5, which is basically 630 gems per dollar, better than 200 gems per dollar. So that's 315% value, 3.15 times the value, not quite 4 times the value if you're going to look at the kind of bigger offers. But basically, it's a lot better than pretty much anything else you're ever going to find. I can't think of anything else that's going to be better than this. Even if you're a free-to-play player, if you don't really want to spend any money on the game, if you just want to get a tiny boost to start with, this is a great way just to spend $5, like buying yourself a drink. It's really not very much, and you don't have to go into the other offers, and it just helps you get maybe to your first mastery pass, and you get on that train where the rewards from the first mastery pass pay for the next one or goes towards paying for the next one. So it's the best way to get started, even if you basically want to play for free. And then we have the Adventurer Bundle, which is also one that's been out for a while. You get 3,500 gems for your $15. You also get an avatar and a sleeve, which I don't really count as any value that we can really quantify. Either you like the avatar and sleeve or you don't. You probably pick a different avatar and sleeve for your decks anyway, so you probably won't get much use out of these. But you do still get 3,500 gems for $15. Now, if you go to the gems, for $10 you can get 1,600. $20 you can get 3,400. So we're getting more gems here for $15 than you would get for $20 normally. So obviously still better value than normal. But this is only 233 gems per dollar. It's not a huge improvement on the normal 200 gems per dollar, but it's something. It's 116% of the value. So if you've got the welcome bundle and you want to give yourself a bit more of a boost in gems, then 233 gems per dollar is not a bad way to go about it. So that's the Adventurer Bundle. They've been out for a while, both of those. The new ones are the Spark Bundle and the Planeswalker Bundle. I don't know how they come up with the names for these, because there's nothing to do with Planeswalkers, there's nothing to do with Sparks. It's just the name they've given it. But the Spark Bundle is an interesting one because we're not just spending money on gems, but we're also getting wild cards, which is a bit different. So the Spark Bundle costs $25. So you would think at 200 gems per dollar, we want to get about 5,000 gems worth of value from the Spark Bundle to make it at least on par, on average, with the other $100 for 20,000 gems deal. So do we get 5,000 gems? We get 1,500. Not very many gems, but we do get mythic and rare wildcards. We get 4 of each, and then you get a sleeve and an avatar, like the Adventurer Bundle. So sleeve and avatar is going to be ignored, but we do get some wildcards. So it's hard to quantify how much wildcards are worth in gems because you can't just buy wildcards for gems, but we do have something to compare it to because we have wildcards in the store that you can buy. So you can spend $10 on 4 rare wildcards, and you can spend $20 on 4 mythic wildcards. That's $30 worth of value, if you think they are worth that much, that we're going to add to our new Spark bundle. So technically, 1,500 gems is $7.50. Plus, we're going to add $30 worth of value from the wildcards, because that's the only other thing we can compare it to, which means you are kind of getting $37.50 worth of value for spending $25. So that is 150% of the value. And if it was just in gems, that would be 300 gems per dollar. So it is good, but only in comparison to the terrible offer we have at the moment, which is spending loads of money on wildcards. It's like $5 per card. I can understand it if you're buying cards in paper, but to buy just, an arena card for $5 does seem a bit excessive to me. I do have an old video breaking down these wildcard offers, and I don't know if any of the details might have changed, but you can have a look. I'll link that in the description if you want to have a look at when you might want to buy wildcards directly for cash. But it's essentially whenever you want to just complete a deck and you don't want to have to buy lots of packs in order to open them to get those wildcards. You just want to get those cards quicker. So you can, if you want to spend loads of money, throw money at the game, you can do that. But for the majority of players, it's not going to be the thing they want to do. Okay, so back to the start. So yeah, Spark Bundle technically is a good deal, but only in comparison to the pretty expensive wildcards that are already on offer. So generally, you might want to avoid that one. And then we have the Planeswalker Bundle, which for $50, you might think, well, 200 gems per dollar. We're going to get 10,000 gems worth of value from the Planeswalker Bundle. Well, in terms of gems, we actually just get 6,500 gems, but you do get 4 draft tokens in addition to the sleeve and avatar again. Now, the draft tokens are worth a 1,500 gem entry into a Premier Draft event per token. So that's 6,000 gems worth of value for the tokens, another 6,500 in gems directly. So that's 12,500 gems you get for $50, which would be 10,000 gems compared to the big $100 offer on the gems page. So you're getting 250 gems per dollar, or 125% of the value compared to normal. So it is better than spending money directly on gems. If you're ever going to buy 20,000 gems, if you're ever going to even buy the 9,200 gems, it's probably better for you just to get the Planeswalker Bundle, as long as you're using those draft tokens and getting something out of them. And at the moment, Premier Drafts are a great way to help build your standard collection, because we've got new play boosters that have more rare and mythic cards per pack. So you can get quite a few rare and mythic cards if you're just rare drafting, just picking all the rares as they come round and still trying to make a functioning deck. So even if you don't really win very much in draft events, you can still get a lot of value out of these draft tokens. And I actually recommend, if you haven't tried draft very much, I recommend it's worth trying out, because I didn't like it until I put some effort into learning it, and now I do quite like it a lot. I mean, I have enough of it after a while. I'll do like 10 premier drafts per set, and that will be enough for me until you start seeing the same things over and over again. It's a pretty good way of getting a lot of extra value compared to just spending your gold and gems on packs. So whenever you can get a draft token is generally a good deal. So that's the 4 different bundles. So basically, the welcome bundle, literally anybody who ever wants to spend money on the game, get that first. The adventurer bundle, the second one, is still 116% of the value, or 233 gems per dollar. So pretty much anyone, if you want to spend that much money on the game, this is the best place to put your money, rather than buying any gems directly here, because they're going to be more expensive on this page. The Spark bundle, for most people, I would say just avoid, unless you really, really want to get some wildcards in a hurry to craft something very specific. Then sure, it's better than buying the other wildcards directly with money, but it's still not a very good deal, really. And then the Planeswalker bundle, yeah, if you really want to spend that much money on the game, and if you're going to get any value out of draft tokens, then it's better to spend your money here on the Planeswalker bundle, get those draft tokens, than it is for you to spend the same amount of money on the gems page and get 9,200 gems. You're going to get more value from these if you know how to use them, if you take the time. If you really have absolutely no interest in draft, some people have told me they just never ever want to even look at a page. They don't even want to just pick the rare cards and concede. Which seems pretty extreme, but some people have said that. If you really hate draft that much and you want to spend $50 on the game, then sure, just buy the gems directly. But what are you going to use the gems for? Maybe you're entering standard events or something. I don't know. But generally, gems are best for entering into draft events. That's what I think is the best way to build a standard set anyway, is using those draft tokens and then using your gold to buy packs after that. So if you're going to use those gems for anything, it might as well be for draft events, and you might as well get the Planeswalker bundle instead. But I am interested to know what you think, so let me know in the comments below which bundles you're likely to get, which ones you think are the most worth it. Are you ever going to spend money on wildcards? Do you think that's worth it? I don't think it is. I'm happy just opening my packs, earning the wildcards as I go, and then using them carefully. You have to use wildcards wisely. Otherwise, you're going to be spending lots of money on the game. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.